So hey people, today we are reviewing DotLend, which is a project for a Polkadot Solidity Hackathon hosted on Dora Hacks. Let's open nextcode.xyz. It's a domain we are using for this DotLend project. We don't have money to actually buy that DotLend.com, DotLend.xyz, etc. domains. So we had a spare domain nextcode.xyz. So we are actually using that. Now let's log into MetaMask. Let's see if it's already logged in. No, let's log in real quick. Okay, please bear with me. The climate over here is not right. It's raining in midsummer, so the internet speed is kind of slow. Okay, let's connect our new wallet. It's a new wallet. You can also see the solvency proof. Total collateral on chain is 0. Total debt on chain is 0. Updated 3 minutes ago. The last updated price of vDOT according to current market price is $1.51. Okay, let's refresh it. Due to internet connectivity, there is a issue like sometimes the DotLand doesn't get accepted on MetaMask. That kind of issue. Let's try again. Okay, let's try earlier accounts which we already have connected over here. This is account 6, you can see. Let's connect. Okay, it's getting connected. Maybe like it's the 7th account on MetaMask, that's why it's behaving that way. So account 6 is currently connected. You can already verify. Let's verify first. We have a deposit of vDOT which we have not actually deposited as collateral. Our current MetaMask wallet has 1000 vDOT. It's a mock vDOT, not a real vDOT. Okay, you can also see our debt is currently 0 on this wallet, and there's no repay, 0, and there's no withdraw. This USD balance which we actually see. First, when you log in, you actually go to this faucet over here. You go to your MetaMask, go to your tokens, and click receive and copy this Polkadot Hub TestNet address and paste it over here. Verify yourself and get some passes. These pass are actually very useful because this will be used to pay for this. This is the token you will actually use to pay for gas on this testnet. So you should get that first. Then you will like mint 1000 vDOT. Let's again mint 1000 more vDOTs. Currently you can see we have 1000 vDOT. The transaction has arrived. Let's confirm it. The balance will increase. Okay, you can see the balance is increased. Currently we have 1000 USDH. So see, like what happens is this DotLand is a complete it's a complete system. So how it works is let's get back to dashboard. It will be easy to understand and for me to explain. See, if you go around and deposit like 2000 vDOT, okay, and you borrow around 1000 USDH according to it, and over here you come and you try to repay that 1000 USDH which you have just a Hollar which you have borrowed against your collateral of vDOT. Okay, so what happens is you will incur some kind of debt, right? And the debt is calculated per second. It's a 0.5% very bare minimum per year. It's a per year, not a per day or not per month. It's a 0.5% per year. It's a very small amount. but it incurs every second. So what happens is, like you have borrowed 1000 USDH or Hollar, but when you try to repay, there's some kind of like interest you have generated over the time period from your borrowed to your repay. See, there might still be a gap of 1 second to 1 month to 1 year. So how much debt you have incurred during that duration will be calculated over here, or over the outstanding debt. See, now if you are trying to repay, what you have to do is you don't actually just pay 1000 USDs which you have borrowed, you actually pay the interest with it. See, if the interest is $1, you will pay $1001. And if you don't have like USDH, since it's a testnet, the USDH or a Hollar, it's also mocked. So I'm not actually using this mock USDS to actually invest somewhere or use somewhere and gain something from it. So currently I only have like 1000 USDS or Hollar on my account. And if I try to repay that debt which I have incurred by collateralizing my vDOT, the interest I have generated during that duration from the borrowed to the repay which I am doing now, that amount is should also be paid by me, right? So if I don't have that amount on my account, I can't actually process this transaction over here. So that's why we also meant, let's go to tokens, we also meant USDH over here to actually pay for that interest. What if you don't have USDH, then the transaction will itself fail on DotLend in our front end, okay, or DotLend interface. It will not even pop up on MetaMask. So let's try to deposit 2000 vDOT, approve. Let's wait for the transaction to arrive on MetaMask. Okay, first is a spending cap request. We have approved the spending cap request. Let's wait for it to get confirmed. It got confirmed. You can also see here. You can just click view block scan, open in the new tab, and you can actually over here verify the transaction. See, transaction details. You can verify the transaction over here also. Now let's actually deposit the 2000 vDOT. Waiting for the transaction. Okay, it appeared. We have approved. Waiting for it to get approved on chain. It got approved. Okay, so now let's verify our position. Currently, the last logged solvency proof, or the mock solvency proof, to be honest about this system. Currently, Polkadot doesn't support BN254 Polka via precompiles support. It doesn't support EIP 198 or N197. So if in the future Polka VM or Polkadot on their roadmap they actually release the support or build a framework for it to support BN254 precompile, then we can actually use UltraHonk, and we have actually developed that UltraHonk ZK solvency proof. It's present on GitHub. You can actually verify it, but it will only get deployed on mainnet when we have support from Polka VM, which that it supports BN254 precompile. Okay, so now currently our position is 2000 vDOT. It's as collateral, and the amount you see here 3019.54 US dollars. It's calculated against our vDOT price, which is around 1.51 US dollars. Okay, and our total amount is 3019.54, but what we can borrow is 2113.60 as USDH. Okay, and the max we can borrow is around 70%, but DotLand doesn't allow to buy, to actually allow user to actually get exact 70%. You can borrow around 69.6, 69.8, 69.9, but not exact 70%. Okay, and if your position moves from 70% to 80%, then then your position moves to liquidation phase. Okay, so in liquidation phase what happens is, if someone has like around the same amount of like, see, If you have borrowed, let's first borrow, so it will be easy to understand. Let's borrow 2000. Since our max borrow limit is 2113.68, we will borrow 2000 USDH. Waiting for the transaction. Okay, let's confirm it. Okay, it got confirmed. Now you see your debt, and this liquidation price is around 1.25. If my vDOT price, if the vDOT price drops from 1.51 US dollars to 1.25 US dollars, then this position will move to liquidation phase. And in liquidation phase, what happens is, this 2000 USDH plus the debt I have incurred on this, the interest I have incurred on this debt of 2000 USDH. If someone else who has like that same amount, for example, let's assume that the interest is around $11. So the total repay amount will be $2011, right? So if someone else has it, what he will do is, the liquidity provider or some other user, he will come here and repay your debt for you. He will get your collateral of 2000 vDOT, and also 5%, uh, also get 5% reward from us. So he like 5% rewards on vDOT. We actually give the user more 5% vDOT. And see the current, you are seeing this liquidation price, etc., etc. It's being diagnosed, calculated, etc., by our AI advisor. We are using Grok. There's nothing to hide, it's a open project. Now you see here, outstanding debt is around 2000 USDH, and the interest occurring is 0.00000032 USDH per second, which is around 0.5% per year, applied on chain when you call repay. Okay, so if we now go back to analytics, let's analyze our position. Currently, our treasury has 0 USDH since it's a mock USDH. So there's nothing actually routing to routing to treasury. Everything is completely being burned. Okay, if it's a mainnet, then that's a different issue, and we have actually completely mentioned it on our documents. You can verify it over there. See, unique borrowers, it's a all time. Like I have my other account which I had tried to log in using it and tried repay, borrow, etc., etc. So it shows a total unique borrowers S2. Total TVL is around 3019.54. Stability fee you can also see here. Now here is our liquidation monitor. See, if this position moves to liquidatable, you can actually try to repay it and get 5% bonus of vDOT from us. Okay, now let's move to AI advisor. See here, this is actually a very good thing. Actually, I mean, it's revolutionary from my point of view. So what this AI advisor does is, it actually reads your on-chain position of your collateral, borrow, like the amount you borrowed and the amount of vDOT at that time, etc., etc., and what's the LTV ratio. I see, if let's do a price drop simulation, let's assume like something big happened, some kind of mishap happened, and the price suddenly drops to 40%. Now what happens is, our health factor will move to 0.73, and it's near to liquidation. And if it moves 10%, then it's a simple warning, since it's nearing to 1. If the health factor reaches near 1 or below 1, it moves to liquidation. Now let's assume, let's ask, okay, so let's ask, uh, what's my risk grade and why. Your risk grade is D at risk due to high LTV of 66.1% and a health factor of HF of 1.21, which is close to the liquidation threshold of 1. Okay, so let's ask how to improve our health factor. To improve your health factor, repaying part of your, see what it is telling us is our health factor is around 1.21. Okay, and we are at risk, so we go back and at repay, let's say we are okay, let's also ask him exact how much amount, how much amount should I repay to get back to healthy health factor. See, it will also tell us to exact amount. It's asking us to repay 119.05 USDH. It would bring our debt to 1880.95 USDH, reducing your HF, our health factor, to approximately 1.00. However, the exact repayment amount to get below 1.2 HF is 98.41 USDH. Okay, so if it says 119 point something, so for now just repay 200. Let's verify it's 1.21. Okay, our health factor is 1.21. Let's repay something. Waiting for the transaction. Okay, it has arrived. Transaction is confirmed. Now let's verify our health factor. It's moved. See, it says it is at 1.35. Now go back to AI advisor. Why is my account still at risk even though I have repaid 200 USDH of my debt? Let's see what is this. Your account remains at risk day because your current LTV is 59.5%, is still below the liquidation threshold 80%, but your health factor is 1.35, which is above the warning threshold. However, since HF is above 1.2, the account is no longer at high risk of liquidation. Okay, so what is best health factor and how do I achieve it? Greater than 1.2, we are already at 1.35. Give me an exact amount, like what should be our LTV ratio. It should be less than 50%. So let's go back to DotLend, and let's repay 800 more. Now this will put us at exact 50%. Okay, let's repay it. Okay, waiting for the transaction to get confirmed. Okay, transaction has confirmed. You can see it has moved. Our LTV ratio is even around 32.9%. It has dropped. Our position is also safe. Debt is mentioned, health factor is mentioned. Now even if it drops to minus 50%, it will only goes to warning phase. Until 40% drop, we are still safe. Okay, so let's do once again. Let's repay our complete debt. So you see, this is the amount we borrowed, and this tiny 1594368 etc is our the interest we have incurred on our debt. Now let's repay it completely. Waiting for the transaction to get confirmed. transaction got confirmed. Now let's withdraw our vDOT. So we have actually used 2000 vDOT earlier as collateral. Now withdraw it completely. Waiting for the transaction. It showed up. Okay, done. You can verify over here. Zero debt, zero collateral. Balance is again back to 2000 vDOT. Max borrow, etc. is completely zero. Thank you. This is how DotLend works, and currently on testnet we have vDOT market and WPS market. Let's also see how WPS works. So what we do here is first we have to get some WPS, and after you get here, you use your Passio tokens to to actually get your WPS. We will swap, get some WPS, get the transaction confirmed. Okay, WPS has been minted. Let's go back to dashboard. It's here. Deposit 1000 WPS. First is pending cap request. Let's confirm it. Okay, we have confirmed it. Waiting for it to get confirmed. It got confirmed. Now deposit it. Same thing, and there's nothing different. It's a wrapped Passio token, and that's a V dot market. That's a V dot token. That's a simple thing. Now same borrow repay, same thing. There's nothing different about it. You can also use your AI advisor on your WPS. There's nothing wrong. You can ask any kind of question related to your position, related to your transactions, related to your interest, related to your debt, your collateral, your LTV, your health factor, etc. Thank you.